Chef Ron, you are making for us today a steak pizzaiola. Did I say that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Amen?
Yep.
All right, well, let's give him our undivided attention. You go for it, Chef Ron. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much, Arlene. Again, as Arlene said, my name is Ron Dimpflmaier. I am local. I live here in Coral Springs, Florida. I am proof that the world has gone mad because I'm a middle-aged person who has turned social media into a career. I've become a barbecue influencer somehow. And yeah, you know, I pinch myself every day. I get to spend a lot of time with my daughter, my girlfriend, you know. I get to cook with incredible chefs like Chef Eddie Jackson over here, Richard Blaze about to come up. It's a dream come true. So thank you all for coming out and sitting here and suffering through this today. Miss Nancy Fuller right there, you know, it's unreal. But so I wanted to do something a little bit different for y'all. You know, we're over here cooking on Big Green Eggs. I'm part of Big Green Eggs ambassador team. I love Big Green Eggs. I bleed green, okay? Hopefully we won't show you that during this presentation, but we'll see, all right? So when I'm cooking, I like to kind of keep my roots into it. So I said, what can I do for this that's kind of something different? Well, I came up with my own version of what's called steak pizzaiola. All right, and what it is, it's a steak with a beautiful Italian sauce with a tomato sauce on it, peppers, onions, garlic. So I'm going to show you how to do that today, all right? First thing we're going to do is we're going to start with garlic. I'm going small. We got big batches of it over there, and just so you know, I can't serve from here, but we're going to let you taste it. Right after this, I'm done. We're going to serve it at the Big Green Egg tent, okay? But the first thing you got to do is garlic. Now, you know you can buy that stuff in the jar. I call it garlic, okay? When you go home, throw that away. Go get yourself some fresh garlic cloves, all right? It's always going to be fresher. You're going to have more oils. The best way I like to do this is I take it and I crush it. All right? All you have to do after that is just give it a fine little chop like this. You want to chop it, not, you know, a little bit of a rough chop, not too much. Just, it's called minced garlic. But the more that you mince garlic, the more oils are going to release, the more flavor you're going to develop out of it. Okay? So, going in order here. First thing we do, I got a hot pan going. Okay, I'm using a cast iron. A little bit of olive oil. All right? I'm using EVOO. Anybody know what EVOO is? Extra virgin, right. Extra virgin olive oil, all right? So we're going to let that heat up for a second. Now what I did, I didn't want to bore you watching me slice peppers and slice onions, okay? I got a thin slice on all my peppers and onions. I've actually already sweated them down a little bit so they're partially cooked. Now, what a lot of people do is they throw their garlic in and then throw everything on top of that. Well, garlic is the first thing to cook, not the last. So I like to do it a little differently. I get my pan heated and I throw my peppers and onions in there. All right, you can hear that beautiful sizzle. You hear that? Ooh, that's the sound of heaven, isn't it? And so we're going to let this cook. All right, we're going to just give it a little stir. We don't want it to burn. I'm not looking to brown it. I'm not looking to caramelize it. All I'm looking to do is heat it through. Okay? And as I said, because I didn't want to torture you with just watching me up here sauteing peppers and onions, that's already done. The peppers and onions is a great base to any Italian-style dish. Now, I was born in the Bronx, but grew up on Long Island, New York. Anybody here from New York? How about that? In Florida, there's New Yorkers. What a bizarre thing. How strange is that, right? So, you know, one of the beautiful things that I've been blessed with about cooking is to be able to share this with my family. And, you know, I instruct a lot. I teach on YouTube. I do demo classes and things like that. But one of the things that I love is that people come up to me and they're like, oh, my God, I bought a Big Green Egg, and I couldn't figure out how to use it, you know, like that. My favorite part of what I do is that when somebody comes up to me and said, I was going to get rid of this egg, I couldn't figure out how to use it, and I watched a couple of your videos, and now every Sunday my kids want to come over and have me cook dinner for them. I mean, what's better than that, other than having your own kids here doing that, you know? Thank you, Craig. All right, so our peppers and onions are cooked down nicely, all right? You can see, like I said, we're not browning them. We want to soften them. We want to what's called sweat them. You want to get them so that the onions are turning a little translucent, the peppers are softening, all right? And then we're going to take and add our garlic in. Now, again, the reason I like to do that is if I put the garlic in first, it's going to burn. Burnt garlic's going to give you a bitter, acrid flavor. You don't want that in your cooking, okay? So we got this going along here beautifully. Has anybody ever had steak pizzaiola before? You have. The 3 people in my family raised their hands. Yes, I know you've had it, okay. Something about the apples not falling far from the tree, you know. So, you know, the beautiful thing, first of all, I didn't even say this, but I do want to thank the Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival for having me out here. You know, it's been such an honor. This is my 4th year. This is my 4th year involved with the festival, and we've competed in the barbecue event every year. We've done pretty well. Last year, we took the overall. We were the grand champions. And what I really like about that is it's no longer a competition. So you're now looking at the final victor in the barbecue championships, okay? So, all right. Now, we've got that going. Now, my cousin runs a restaurant in New York called Tony's de Napoli. And they make this incredible pomodoro sauce. A pomodoro sauce is basically just tomatoes cooked down. It's a little bit of herbs, a little bit of onions like that. So I actually had him ship this down from New York for me, okay? What I use at home if I'm doing this, just go get yourself a can of crushed San Marzano tomatoes. It's gonna have so much flavor. The sweetness is perfect. It's great for this. You don't have to add a lot. But once that we're cooked down, are you able to see this at all? Is there a screen? No? Okay. So, woo, that's hot. So we've got our peppers and onions. You've all seen peppers and onions cooked. I don't need to show you, okay? All I'm going to do now is to create this sauce is I'm going to pour my tomatoes in. Again, a can of crushed tomatoes will work beautifully. All right, we're going to pour this in. Oh, goodness. I wish I could invite you all up here with me to smell this. It's incredible, all right? All right, so we're going to get this going. It's going to come to a nice little boil here. Ah, yeah. Looking good already, okay? Now, there's all versions, all right? You're going to go home and you're going to Google steak pizzaiola, and you're going to get 100 different recipes telling you to do 100 different things. Folks, when you're cooking, I like to take a recipe. I'll do it as the recipe says the first time. Then I like to make it my own. I'll add this. I'll add that. Some people add balsamic vinaigrette to it. So, I mean, it's crazy, you know, but make it your own. If you don't like the way it is and you like something else in it, do that. There are no rules in cooking, all right? Next thing, we got it going. It's boiling beautifully. Italian cheese blend, okay? It's not just Parmesan. It's not just Romano. It's Asiago, Romano, Locatelli, Romano, Parmesan. It's all in here. We're going to give this a nice coating here. I like to just coat the top of the sauce. Whatever size pan I'm cooking in, I give a nice coat across the top, okay? Give that a quick stir. We're going to cook it in. What we're doing is we're building layers of flavor. You see how I'm doing it one step at a time? Part of the magic of cooking is building your layers of flavor. You've heard that. So that's what we're doing. And instead of kind of stirring it, I'm just kind of folding it in. You want to fold that cheese in. We don't want gooey, stringy cheese. We want it mixed in throughout the sauce, okay? And oh my goodness. Woo. Folks, I told you that we were going to serve this out there. I'm not so sure. I might just keep this for myself, okay? I'm very selfish that way. All right. Does anybody in the crowd ever go up to Manhattan and go out to dinner? You do? Come see me after the show, okay? Do you remember the name of the restaurant that I told you? Tony's. I got you, all right? So that was our Parmesan cheese. The only thing I have here, I have a little bit of oregano, okay, a base of any Italian meal. Not a lot, okay? We're not looking to overpower it. Oregano can get overpowering. Again, just a light coating across the top. And I like to do something different. I add spinach into mine. A lot of recipes don't have this. Listen, it's an Italian meal, right? The Italian flag, red, green, and white, right? So we're going to add spinach, and it's going to look like I'm adding a ton of it. They're like, oh my God, that's so much spinach for that sauce. It cooks down beautifully. It's going to wilt down, just like the way you start with a pile of onions, and as you cook it down, all of a sudden you're like, oh, where'd all my onions go, you know? So now we've got this. Again, fold this in. I'm not working with the biggest pan here, and Andre over here will just beat me up if I get this all over his induction cooktop here. Andre, everybody give it up for Andre. $5, by the way. That's $5. All right. Does anybody in the crowd own a big green egg? You do? You do? All right. You do? You do? All right. Folks, front row up here, Nancy Fuller and Grill Girl Robin. Grill Girl Robin was one of my original inspirations when I got into grilling. She used to live right here in Hollywood. She moved across the state. Her address is... No, I'm just kidding. Okay, that one I have no control over. I just want you to know that. That's not my voice. All right, so now our spinach is already wilting down and cooking in. I love it because, we eat with our eyes first, right? That's what we do. We eat with our eyes first. So what I did is I did you all the favor of pre-cooking a couple of steaks. Okay. Look at that. Nice and pink. Hold on. One moment here. All right. Look at that. We slow roasted it, okay? I seasoned it, and what I did is I put it in, you can put it in your oven, you put it in your grill, what's called indirect. Means that there's no fire directly under it. We're using a charcoal oven at that point, basically. We did it at 250 degrees. You notice it's pink from edge to edge, okay? We did it at 250 degrees. I took this off at 115 degrees, the magical number for me for my steaks. I like medium rare plus medium rare. So we're gonna take this now, and once that we have, it's fully cooked, we're just gonna kind of nestle it down into the sauce. Okay. Oh my goodness. I'm not even sure this is legal in some states, folks. All right. We're going to tuck it back in. And what you want to do is pre-cook your meat and then kind of nestle it back into the sauce to reheat it through. And you see this here? Notice there's only a little bit of juices on my plate, but if you have juices, you want to dump that right back in there too. That's just the flavor right there. That's the flavor. All right. So we've got beautiful steak pizzaiola. And folks, that is it. We put everything in. What I like to do is I have some fresh basil, not the stuff that you buy pre-chopped, not the stuff in the dry can. Some fresh basil. Just do that right across the top here. Okay? Give it a nice little coating, because basil is a cornerstone in any Italian meal. And there, folks, we have steak pizzaiola. All right? So if you like, I'm going to set it right down here. If you want to come take a look at it, take a picture, you're more than welcome to. We are going to be serving it. We have giant vats of it, I tell you, that we'll be serving out of the Big Green Egg tent. See the gentleman holding up right there? You can come right over there. You can sample this delicious dish. Tell me how awesome it is and give me a hand, okay? So, folks, that's my demo. I want to thank you so much. You know, I got to tell you, seriously, I'm a backyard cook that has just been in the right place, right time. You know, I do practice my craft a lot. I practice my craft a lot. Everybody says, oh, you're an Instagram guy. What do you do, work an hour a day? I work more than most people do, folks. This stuff doesn't just come naturally, okay? Just like anything else. You get back out of it what you put into it. So I'm very blessed. My kids are involved with it. My girlfriend's involved with it. We do this as a family. And I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for coming out.
We're so great to have you. Hold on a second.
Chef, before you go, let's see, does anybody in the audience have any questions about what you just made or about your Instagram or social media? Anybody's?
Somebody has to have a question.
Oh, okay.
Yes, behind you.
I know, I think your name is Betsy.
I don't have a question, I have a compliment. I learned something new, and I cook a lot, so thank you so much. You were very entertaining and excellent, so thank you.
Wow, thank you. All right, I'll have your $10 for you afterwards, okay? Thank you.
Is this the hand raised? Yes, it is.
This gentleman has a question.
All right, what is your question, sir?
Captain Ron, I want to know when you started getting the passion, when you had your first green egg, how long ago that was?
That's a great question. He asked basically when and where I got my passion for cooking from. Is that what I heard correctly? So it's kind of interesting. Through high school, I worked in a pizzeria. And my grandma, she's an immigrant right off the boat from Germany, you know, and she was always cooking. And I just fell in love with going to my grandparents' house on a Sunday and cook it. Oh, hello. Can you hear me? You can hear me? And cooking with my grandma, those smells and everything like that always got me. Then I got that job in the pizzeria. And let me tell you something, there's something so satisfying from creating a meal and then watching somebody grab that piece of pizza or whatever, taking a bite and going, oh, that's good. It warms my heart to bring joy to other people. So I've been doing this for about 7 or 8 years now as a Instagram chef, I guess. But yeah, that's where I got it from, really. What's that? You know, I always heard about the Big Green Egg and heard it was a great cooker and like, you want to have a great one, this is what you want. So for my birthday one year, my parents bought me a Big Green Egg and we went to an event and my daughter here says, Dad, you should start an Instagram. And I said, yes, you should start me an Instagram, my child. So she did, and you know, it just took off and blew up, and all of a sudden, Big Green Egg is reaching out, and I have culinary partners now, and it's just it's just an amazing, amazing thing. You never know where life is going to take you. I was 46 years old when I started doing this. You know, I mean, 46 years old. You know, so you know, whatever your dreams are, just follow them, man. You never know. You just never know. Be unapologetically you. I do stupid dad jokes. I do bad humor. Just be unapologetically yourself. That's the best piece of advice that I can always give. So, all right. Again, thank you, folks.